There's a big world of games out there. Lots and lots of them. The great, the screwy, the unique, and the ones that make you think if the creator was on drugs. And there is a place out there on the big wide internet with 91 games. And I've set out on a long, seemingly endless quest to master all of them. So, are you in? Let's do this. Episode 58 is again in Iron Hike. Now, okay, so you know how I'm going to say the rating at the end of the video, and I'm going to thank the website that hosted the game, right? Well, I'm also going to say what page of SMBO the game was on. Because remember, there were 2 pages of games on that website. One was blue, page 1 was blue, and page 2 was orange. Mario Remix was on page 1, and New Super Mario World was also on page 1. This game, Iron Hike, is on page 2. It was on page 2 of SMBO. And before I go any further, let me tell you, Iron Hike was actually a game for the classic Game Boy. And someone just decided to remake it as a Flash game for some reason. Iron Hike is kind of a parody of Super Mario Brothers, but has like you don't play as Mario for some reason. This is like one of the 4 games on the website where you don't actually play as Mario. But thank you to playfog.com for hosting this game. Anyway, you'll have to look. Okay, and also if the website has a description of the game, I will read it to you just like I would on SMBO. In this fun platformer game inspired by Mario Brothers, you play Iron Hike, help Iron on his adventure, but be sure to avoid the creatures, pitfalls, and whatever else I couldn't read. Alright, stupid it's one of those games with advertisements. Now I gotta click here to play, but real quick, that just goes to some website. This will configure your controls because it was on a classic Game Boy, so just press, like right now, it'll tell you, press the button you want to use as the left arrow key. I'm pressing the button. Alright, start, I'm going to use enter. Select, I'm going to use 0. A, I'm going to use K, and B, I'm going to use L. Alright. Made by Michael Anderson. Email michaelanderson@usa.net. Iron Hike. Iron Hike was going out with his iron, whatever that is, some orange blob, when suddenly a mean monster took his iron. I must get my iron back. Can't get over there. I will take the other way. Okay, now there are 3 worlds in this game, and each world has 5 levels, making a total of 15 levels each. Now, of course, in this world you can skip a level, but let's not do that. There is no background music. There is a backstory, of course, but there is no background music. And this is one of those games where you cannot scroll back, so be careful. And, okay, if you see a little black thing with line over it, it's a trampoline. You start out with 3 dots of health, but you can get up to 5. You start out with 3 lives. Every time you get 100 coins, you get an extra life. There are several enemies throughout the game. And remember, this was a game for the original Game Boy. And I think the original Game Boy game also had no music. There is a fireball. Now, these crops on the ground, you cannot pick them up. Do not think this is a parody of Super Mario Bros. 2. It is just a parody of the original, and that block is pretty impossible to hit. Die! These orange blocks are the wrinkle ones. If you see this little square dot thing, just simply roll over it, and it'll get you an extra life. I mean, not an extra life, an extra dot of health. If you lose all dots of health, that's the way you lose a life. Like, if I want to lose a life right now, I have to touch those spikes over there 4 times. If you see a little square with iron hikes with an iron hike in it, then you will get a extra life, and I just got another extra life for getting 100 coins. What I don't get is, what the heck is an iron? Okay? Like, you don't mean like a laundry iron, do you? Because if you're attached to that, that's kind of sad. Anyway, let's go on. Once you get to the edge of the level, just press the up arrow key, and it'll tell you the amount of lives you have, the amount of coins you have now, and your score. So now we can go on. But the interesting thing about this map is no matter which one you complete, look, you can go the opposite direction into it, but then you're kind of stuck there and you can't get out. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Alright, pause menu. Okay. Press the select button. And it says pause. Press select to exit, other key to play. So for some reason, you have to hit the select button to, yeah. Wait a minute, hold on. Now, when you configure your keys, do not get confused. Do not get confused, okay? Like, I'm pretty sure that is the start button. Like, let me hit 0 just to make sure. But this right here is the B button. So whatever you want for the B button, hit it. So it's going to ask you the B button first. Okay, so now here's how I want it. Yeah, okay. So hit start. Hit start to pause, actually. I messed up with my keys. Hit start to pause. Select to exit the game and just start over. Use the A button to jump, and I got full health now. I'm probably not going to do a walkthrough of like a review of the entire game because this is kind of stupid. I mean, this game's not really much of anything. But I will tell you this: once you get to the end of a world, there are no bosses. And there is a point system, but of course it doesn't tell you to the very end. Don't fall down this pit because there's spikes below it. There is a weapon you can get, and it is fireballs. Ah, crap. Goodbye, Iron Hike. Nice knowing you. There is no checkpoint system in this game, and there is a weapon with fireballs. It's like when you see one of those little squares, and it has like a different colored circle on it. What you do is, once you get it, press whatever you selected for the B button to shoot a fireball. I think you can shoot like 5 at a time. Be careful not to kind of like hit the ledge and bump backwards. Do not fall down there. Whatever you do not fall down there because that is a trap. There's spikes down there. Okay, here we go. Alright, once you get a square that looks like that, hit B to shoot fireballs and it will kill any enemy. You can shoot about two at a time. Okay, there's these little bat thingies, and the monster that took the iron is actually a ninja from SMB2 and SMB from Super Mario 2 and Super Mario World. Now, the way you lose your fireballs is by taking just one hit or losing a life, I think. Now, be careful of these metal blocks because they'll start to kind of break underneath you. And you'll fall and you'll fall down, down, down. There's not really much to this game. It's okay though. This is kind of weird. Oh, fireballs. And yay, got my life back that I lost earlier. Extra life. Of course, you can jump on enemies as well. Okay, level 1 is kind of a forest, I guess, because you can see a lake in the center. See, World 1 is some type of forest. I really don't know what. But it's a forest with a lake. Anyway, once you get to the end of a world, any moment now. Okay, once you get to the end of the world and go through the pink door and exit this next screen out, like I said, there are no bosses, there are no mid-world bosses, nothing. But once you get to the end of a world, you're gonna go up to some iron and it's gonna say, "Hi, your iron is in another world." Keep in mind there are only 3 worlds. And World 2 is, I guess, the snow world or something, because it's kind of snowy. So I will go through one world of that, and don't worry though, it may be the snow world, but you will not slip on the ice. But do not jump too high, because you'll just hit the spikes overhead. Oh, and there's also those little gunmen that'll shoot things at you, and look, a ninja. Okay, another one of these dissolvable blocks. Just make sure you don't let it get to 5 little cracks or whatever, or you're a goner. Okay, level 2 is the snow world. I'm just gonna cut out until the end of this world. And we're back, and it's starting to storm outside my house. Rain, thunder, and I swear I just saw some lightning. But that won't stop me. Anyway, this is the end of World 2, level 5, and the end of World 2 in general. In this level, you will see a 1-up inside a thing of blocks. It looks inaccessible, but enter from the right side through an invisible block, okay? So you'll just pass right through it. But anyway, same thing. At the end of World 2, it's going to say the same thing at the end of World 1. You're going to walk up to an iron, and it's going to say, "Hi, but your iron is in another world." On to World 3, the final world. And from the looks of it, it looks to be some kind of dark kingdom. So anyway, let's go through it. And yes, I've only lost 1 life so far, but yes, in order to lose your fireballs, you have to lose a life. Remember, no matter what you touch, 1 hit will not drain all of your health unless you have 1 health. And that's the end of World 3-1, so I'm just going to cut out until I get to the end of this world. Alright, I've gotten to the end of the game. Just to recap, there are 3 worlds, 5 levels each, making a total of 15 levels. World 1 is like the forest and lake. World 2 is the snow world. World 3 is the dark world. And I've gotten to the end of the very last level. Took me about 20 minutes total to play the game, and I lost 1 life, so probably an average person can beat it in under 18 minutes. But anyway, so yeah, that's the time. It's about 18 minutes. But once you go in the door for the last time, you're gonna finally get reunited with your iron. Ironhike finally found his iron. Game over. It's gonna say game over. Oh, you can't see the... Oh, okay, you can't see the text. Sorry about that. But yeah, that is just weird. I mean, game over. Excuse me, but we completed the game. How is that game over? And you pretty much can't get rid of the screen, so you have to refresh the page. Guess my rating. But my advice for this game: know the difference between a dissolvable block and a block you can stand on. Know which ones are dissolvable. Know which ones you are safe when you're walking over lava. That's my advice. See you next time.